After logging on to Curo, the first thing you will see is your dashboard. This will show you the tasks that you have to complete during your shift. If you need to first create the checklists, go to the location under your Projects menu and select View Requests. From there, select Add Request. Change the icon type to Safety. Assign it to yourself with the correct title as to which audit or checklist that you are completing. Scroll down the page to the Add a Checklist section. Select the appropriate checklist and add it. Hit Create to make the task. This is how it will look on your dashboard if it's assigned to you by someone else. From your dashboard, you'll be able to select directly into it to execute it. Once again, you can view the request here, add a new one for the other issue that you need to complete or audit. Type in the title, assign it to yourself, and add the appropriate checklist. Here you can see that the checklist is already selected, so you just select Add. Hit the Create button, and the service request will be created with the appropriate checklist. Once again, this is how it will look on your dashboard if someone has created it for you to execute. By selecting the card, it will take you directly to the audit or checklist you need to complete. As you can see, on this step, the eye is darkened in, which means there's additional information for you to check out. In this case, it's a PDF associated with the tasks. Once you execute the checklist step, you'll be marking it yes or no. As you can see, your name and time of execution will be logged. There are also additional requirements on some of the steps where they need you to add a picture. You can do this by hitting the plus button, selecting the paperclip, and attaching a picture. This shows you an example of the full checklist. You can see that every time that you select a yes or a no, your name is logged. And don't forget to select the I to see what the additional information is for that step. I'm going to simulate completing this checklist and audit. But as you can see, on the steps where there's a capitalization to ask you to attach a picture, make sure you do so. Otherwise, it may not be approved. And the timestamp is done on every step. When everything has been completed, you can go up to the upper right corner and select Submit for approval. And it will go to whoever created the service request. Once you've submitted it, it will go off your dashboard because there will be no more work to do. In this case, I'm the submitter and the approver. So this is how it appears on the approver's dashboard. They'll have the opportunity to accept or reject it. If they reject it, when they add a comment, it will show up in the service requests activity feed. And the card will go back to the assignee's dashboard, and you'll be able to tell that it's been rejected and more work needs to be done. If you scroll down to the activity feed, you'll be able to tell what the rejection reason was. You also have the ability to flag the item if you need an answer to a question you have about completing a task. Here I'm just finishing up the task, accepting it, and showing that it's been completed. The card will disappear off of everybody's dashboard, approver and assignee. Here's the example of the other checklist that you need to complete during your shift. You'll notice that if the fields are red, you won't be able to submit it for approval unless you have filled them in. In this case, for this checklist, if you enter a no, you need to enter the defect, why you said no, in the comment line of the checklist step. Once again, select the plus, type in the reason that there's a defect. Don't forget to hit the add button, and there you'll see it. That will be tied to that step of the checklist and can be reviewed by the approver. When you feel you've completed it, do submit for approval. It's very important for you to go under your profile settings, under your name, and turn on all mobile notifications and possible email notifications. This way, any action taken on your audit or checklist will notify you. If you don't set these, you won't get any notifications. Here's what it looks like on the iPad. Once again, you have your dashboard that has the cards. You can just touch the card and it will take you directly in to the checklist to be executed. It's very important that you hit save anytime you do any changes on an iPad or iPhone. So when you go into the checklist and modify the steps, make sure you don't hit the back button, but instead go back to the details page and hit save. You can see the plus button here, which allows you to add comments, and the caret button on the far right shows you the attachments.